omelets here at the Young's house, and I am so excited to show you all how easy it is to make a beautiful omelet. A lot of people don't really understand the technique of how to make one. I'm going to show you a quick, simple way that you can make beautiful omelets that taste delicious. So now in your household, at least in my household, everybody always wants a different type of omelet. So what you're going to do is have those ingredients readily available, just set aside. So that this person, they might want Swiss cheese and spinach. This person might want ham and cheese. So just have those toppings available and you can whip them up super simple. This recipe is so much fun and it's easy. Here's what you're gonna need. Of course, you're gonna need some eggs. Now listen to me. When I make an omelet, I use 3 eggs for one person's omelet. And if you want to save you some time, you can cut that omelet in half because it'll be big. You can cut it in half and serve 2 people. So we got 3 large eggs, your favorite cheese. Here at the Young's house, we like to use yellow American because it's creamy, it's dreamy, and it tastes good. And it melts well, okay? I got some honey ham. But don't worry, if you don't like ham or you don't eat ham, you can use a turkey or a chicken or whatever. You could actually use a cooked bacon if you wanted to. Okay, we got some beautiful vegetables. I got a green bell pepper, a nice sweet Vidalia onion, and we're adding some tomatoes. I got some spices to make it come together and taste good. We have salt, pepper, a little bit of onion powder, and some parsley flakes for color. And in my pan here, I really just have a little bit of cooking oil, just enough so my omelet doesn't stick, right? And we're gonna be using some butter for flavor. Make sure your hands are clean. I'm gonna show you how to make a beautiful, delicious omelet, Gina Young style. One of the first things that we're gonna get started doing is chopping up our vegetables. Now, it's super important that I talk to you about the perfect time to put your vegetables in. You would never, if you're making an omelet, you would not put raw vegetables into an omelet. And the reason why is because they would be raw. They would never have enough time to cook, right? Because that short amount of time that it takes you to make an omelet and you have these in the eggs, they wouldn't cook. So here's what I like to do. First thing you're gonna do is you're gonna chop down any vegetables that may need to be chopped, whether it's mushrooms, onions, celery, whatever you're putting in, and we pre-cook them, right? Just get them a little soft, a little sauteed, and it brings out a great flavor to your vegetables as well. So we're gonna do that with this little pan, and I'm gonna start off with my bell pepper. Since I'm only making one omelet for you all, I'm not chopping a lot of vegetables, okay? So there's our green bell pepper, and now I'm gonna grab some of this nice sweet Vidalia onion. That's going to bring great flavor as well. I hope y'all are having a good day. Really, I do. Let me know, does your household love omelets like we do? My family can eat omelets for breakfast, lunch, dinner, snack. They really can, and brunch, right? And so I love to make them because they're super simple. I feel like a lot of people steer away from making them because they think they're hard to make. But it's not. Okay, and I'm gonna show you. All right, so now this video will take much more longer than it takes to make an omelet because I'm teaching and I'm talking, But if I'm not doing a video, it's done super quick. I like that sound that I just made. That means quick, right? All right, so here's what we're gonna do. Chop that sweet onion down. I'm gonna get it right into the pan. And I'm going to put the bell pepper right in with it. Now, I'm going to chop the tomato down, but guess what? That tomato does not get cooked, okay? Because what we'll do is we'll throw this tomato into our omelet, and the residual heat will heat this up to perfection. If you think you're going to cook that tomato, it'll turn into nothing but mush. Yes, it'll cook, but it'll turn into mush, right? So you just throw it in at the last minute and let the heat of everything warm that tomato up, okay? Here's our beautiful green bell pepper. It can be any color you want. I want to hear from everybody. I want to hear from all y'all in the comment section below. What is your ideal omelet? And what I mean by that is, what's your favorite toppings that you would put in an omelet if you were to order it or make it yourself? Okay, so now here I got this heat on a medium heat. Once this is almost done, I'm going to salt and pepper it to give it some great flavor. Go ahead and cut that tomato and just set it aside, okay? I might cut a little extra so I can throw some on the top for a garnish. Now, I'm telling you, no matter what I'm making here at the Young's house, I wouldn't care if I'm making scrambled eggs. I'm doing everything that I can to make the dish look gorgeous. When it looks good, you know, people eat with their eyes. I said that before sometime to somebody, and they're like, what are you talking about? What I mean by people like beautiful food, right? And it doesn't matter who it is, your family, friends, make whatever you're cooking look gorgeous, okay? And whether you're just, I mean, it could be just putting parsley onto something to brighten up the whole aspect and making it look beautiful, okay? So now I have a tomato, and I'm just going to set it onto this platter, and we'll be using this now, here. If you wanted to put like some bacon in here, you know you're supposed to fry it first, or even use those real bacon bits, okay? You can get them in the bag for a couple dollars. Get it nice, gorgeous and crispy. You could even do that with your favorite breakfast sausage, a smoked sausage. Chop it up into small pieces, fry it just like we would do that, and then you can incorporate it into your recipe. So now I'm using a lunch meat, which is a honey ham that I absolutely love. Are you kidding me? Right? But listen to me. Someone had asked me in the past, they said, so why are you not frying your lunch meat? Because you don't have to, it's cooked. The residual heat of the omelet and all the fillings will heat this up, okay? If you want to fry it, you can, okay? So it's really up to you. I'm going to go ahead and do this. I make an omelet sometimes using the chicken lunch meat and the turkey lunch meat, and it is outstanding. So if you wanted to do something like that, sure you could. All right, lovely. Got my ham nice and chopped up. I'm actually going to just set it onto the same plate where I have my tomatoes. The bell peppers and onions are cooking up. Now when we scramble up our eggs, we're going to crack these 3 large eggs. We're going to whip some nice air into them. And what I mean by that is make sure that the whites and the yellow is well incorporated, and you'll always have a nice fluffy scrambled egg or fluffy omelet, okay? Just trust me on that. Don't just whip it a couple times and think it's going to be fluffy. It's not. Whip some air into it. You don't need heavy cream. You don't need milk or water to go in your eggs ever. Looking at these vegetables, they're gorgeous. They have begun to get soft. We're going to season them. All right, you season every aspect of every, I don't know if aspect is the word I'm looking for. We're going to use it though. Season every part of your recipe. It's just that simple. The vegetables are done. We've salt and peppered them. And so now we're going to crack these 3 large eggs. Okay. What I've noticed is if you make an omelet in a really large pan, it's going to have a hard time being thick. Do you know what I mean? Because it'll run out and try to cover the circumference of that big pan. But when you get a small pan like this, it's kind of, I don't know if the word is compact that I'm looking for, and it makes the omelet a little bit thicker. And that's what you're wanting, okay? So that's why I like to use this little pan for 3 eggs, okay? We're gonna give it a nice mix up. I don't know, these eggs are hard to crack today. Why? I tell y'all what, I seen something on the news talking about they're making fake eggs. And I watched a whole documentary on how they're doing it, how they insert the yolk and all that. And it's hard to believe. But I literally watched it and I thought, oh my goodness. That's why I just thought about it. I don't know why those eggs was hard to crack. All right, let's get some nice air into them, just like so. Our eggs are nice and blended together. My pan is hot. I have that oil to assure me that my omelet's not going to stick, but I want to add some flavor in, and that's going to be 2 tablespoons of butter. Of course, you can use less if you want. Your butter can be salted or unsalted. Now, what I'm looking for is for this butter to get nice and frothy. And frothy is where you see like white little bubbles, okay? That's what I'm always looking for, and it'll happen very quickly. The heat up too high. The heat up too high will cause your omelet to be brown. I've said it before, I'm not a fan of eggs that have brown on them. I think the egg should be yellow, light, fluffy, and just a golden color. It does happen sometimes. Sometimes you will get a little bit on there that you just can't prevent. But if at all possible, if you got that heat up too high, turn it down so it doesn't get brown. Okay, so what I'm looking for, let me tell you what I'm looking for. I'm looking for the cooked egg, and I'll zoom in so y'all can see. Once I see cooked egg, I take this soft spatula here, and I pull the egg in so the raw egg can draw to the outside. Okay, and you keep doing that until you get a complete circle. And eventually you'll be able to shake your pan like this and everything moves cohesively like that. You know you're moving in the right direction because eventually we're going to fill it and flip it over. Okay, so come on in, I'm going to show you something. All right, let's do it. We're pushing that, see that? That cooked egg in the inside, the raw egg is drawing to the outside, quick and simple. You're not gonna mess the shape up, okay? Because we have this circle pan. Lovely, and when you do that, you make it nice and fluffy too. I told you everything would move cohesively together. That's what I'm talking about. I'm hoping the camera can really show you some justice of what I'm trying to say. Now, so what happens with the raw egg? You keep on moving it. Take your spatula, move it to the outside. It eventually gets nice and cooked. And once that's cooked, we're going to salt and pepper that egg to give us some good raw egg there is about, let's just say 90% of the way cooked. I'm going to move it out to the edge so it can continue. In the meantime, let's go ahead and salt and pepper it. Don't forget, because you want that egg to have flavor. Every inch of this recipe is going to taste good, okay? I'm going to go in with a little bit of salt. If you're that one that can't use it, I always tell you, leave it out, no problem. Lovely, look at that. We're getting ready to fill this baby up. We're making omelets here at the Young's house. Take your favorite cheese. I like an omelet that has a hot pepper cheese in there too. Are you kidding me? So now look, I'm gonna put it on one side, okay? Leave the other side undone without any toppings because you're gonna need to fold it over. If I can take this plastic off, come on here. All right, lovely. So it should look like this, okay? And any way you want to put it, okay? What I mean by that, it doesn't matter if you're putting vegetables on, the meat on, however, just get it in there, right? So let me show you. I'm going to show you every step, okay? So many people that struggles with making omelets. Can y'all see that? Okay. And now we're going to go in with our meat. Going to let everything cook and heat up just for a little bit. And once I feel like everything's nice and hot, we're going to throw those tomatoes on. Are you kidding me? As you're cooking, it'll make life so exciting for you in the kitchen. If you're not cleaning up as you're cooking, you're going to be freaking miserable. Or have somebody clean up after you're done cooking, right? Because one of the worst things is, so you cook, it's time to eat, and then you turn around and look at that kitchen and it's a mess. I've already cleaned up. So there's no stress. We're going to sit down and eat and then there's nothing to do, right? So watch this. Come in close. Can they see? Boom. How easy was it to make an omelet Gina Young style? Make you some. Listen to me. I know. If you enjoyed this video, give me a thumbs up. If you ain't subscribed, what you waiting on? Tell your family and friends. Tell the world what Gina's doing in this kitchen every single day. And Father, on today, we thank you for this blessing, this meal. In the sweet name of Jesus, we pray, amen. Potatoes are nice and heated up. The meat is heated up and the cheese is melty. But I got some butter in the pan I want to get rid of. I got a fresh, clean paper towel. And this is all you do. You can do this with a lot of different things. Just soak up that oil so all of that doesn't go on my plate. I don't want to digest that, right? So you could just do it this way, okay? I'll see that. Listen, I love making omelets for my family. A lot of times I'll do this and put, maybe a couple of vegetables on the top just to make it gorgeous, right? Fresh tomato right on top. Are you kidding me? And then we're going to put some parsley flakes. Tell the world what Gina's doing every single day, y'all. All right, let me see. Make you some. It's a bite. I know you do. I know it's you in the background. I'm going to give you a bite. I will give you a bite. Have this with some nice grits on the side. What would you serve yours with? A nice piece of toast, maybe an English muffin. Come on. I'm going in. Ain't no stopping you. You do not have to go to the local restaurant and order an omelet that they're not going to do right. Make you some at home.